Hey guys, it's Kelly and welcome back to my channel. Check out what's behind me, the F-150 Lightning, and I am so excited to dive into today's tour and see how family friendly this all-electric truck really is. This car is making headlines, making waves, and rethinking what people think when they think electric vehicles. If this is your first time joining me, hey, I'm Kelly and I'm the car mom. I review cars for moms and for families. I'm a mom of two and a certified child passenger safety tech. Guys, you're gonna die. Let's get started. Okay, so a few things to note. This is the Platinum trim level, the highest trim level that Ford is offering on the Lightning as of now, and it has an MSRP of $93,000. Let's start by breaking down the front end. Now, if you look at the front end, you'll notice there's no vents right here. That's because this is an electric vehicle and we don't have an engine to cool it down. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I actually like how it looks very similar to the current F-150. I think about it, if you think about who would be the ideal buyer for this car, it's probably someone who just wants a truck, but wants a more fuel efficient or environmental friendly vehicle. So I like that instead of Ford taking a Cybertruck route, oh, we'll just put an electric battery in an F-150. So I actually like how much of the F-150 DNA we find in this truck as well. If you look right here, we have a light bar as our daytime running lights. We go into our headlight casing, and then some really nice like black on white on this Platinum trim level. Let's go around to the side profile. We have to stop and appreciate the rims that Dave Sinclair Ford here on St. Louis put on this F-150 Lightning. They are 26-inch rims. They're like basically taller than my toddler. Like, this is so freaking exciting. And thank you so much to Dave Sinclair for letting us use the F-150 Lightning for this tour. This car is already pre-sold, but they let us get a first look at it. As you can see right here, we have our charger, and then as well as our Platinum badging. Our mirrors are right here, and then we have these running boards that just stay in place, a little rugged looking. Body color door handles, our keypad found on the Fords. Ford's keeping it, Ford's doing it. The more I see it, the more I kind of learn to love this. And then let's go along to our 5.5-foot bed. We have our Lightning badging right here, and then we start with our taillights. The back end of this car I actually think is beautiful. I normally don't love light bars that go all the way across, but like for a truck, it's fine. I also love this little Easter egg, a lightning bolt with an American flag. I mean, we truly love to see it. So we'll come back to the bed in a little bit, but now let's go to the driver's seat and talk about some of the comfort features, convenience features, and how family friendly this thing is. Okay, y'all, so here's a shot of me in the driver's seat of this F-150 Lightning. Living large is truly the only way I can describe it. I am head over heels for this car, and I'm going to explain why. Let's start by breaking down the door panels. First of all, it's Cubby City. Look at this, sunglasses and phone, cup holders, place for my wallet, place for napkins, place for a kid's toy. Just like everything I could ever want in a door panel is found here. And on the Platinum trim, I'm actually still impressed with some of like the materials that we find. We have some suede, we have some contrast stitching, we have some high gloss black. It's just still like a really beautiful interior. Okay, let's get on the other side and then let's break down the iPad screen that is the infotainment system in the Ford F-150 Lightning. Okay, let's start by breaking down some of the features in this car. I mean, this thing is truly fully loaded. For $93,000, I'm gonna be honest, I was expecting nothing less. So let's start by talking about our dash. We have a digital dash right here with a lot of great information. Haven't talked about the range much. So on the Platinum trim level, you're looking at about 300-mile range. On the other F-150s, the Lariat and below, you're looking at about 320. Charge time on a level 2 charger, you're looking at about 9 hours for fully charged. On a fast charger, you can get about 80% of the way charged in about 40 minutes. So it's pretty standard with what we see across all electric vehicles and their charging capabilities. But I mean, to have a 300-mile range and be able to have the power that this truck has, I think is really impressive. You can also tow up to 10,000 pounds with the Lightning, so you're not sacrificing any of the performance you would expect from Ford and their most popular vehicle, the F-150. So anyway, the dash is completely digital, and then we move into some of our steering wheel controls. We have all of our audio right here, and then our automated cruise control and our safety features can be found on here. Moving on into this is what everyone's talking about, people. This is what is breaking the internet, the old iPad screen display. The more I see, because the Expedition has this and now the F-150s have this, it's growing on me. Yes, it's a little bit large, but it's honestly so intuitive and user-friendly that I'm okay with some of it. I actually like that the climate control is all right here because yes, it's on the screen, but this is stationary, so it never moves. So you don't have to like play in the display to find the climate control. You'll just always find it right there. Super customizable display, which is really fun. It has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We have different driving modes. I mean, every camera angle you could possibly freaking want. And then you can also like change those camera angles up as well, which is super helpful. For parking or for towing, obviously have all of our towing capabilities, smart hitch, our different seat settings that we can play with. massaging seats. Did you know it had massaging seats, which is absolutely incredible for a truck. Like I said, wireless Apple CarPlay. You can find your owner's manual in here as well. Something else I really like that Ford has done, especially for this vehicle maybe appealing to first-time electric car buyers, is their navigation system and how they help you plan your route. So we put in Dallas, Texas. We're leaving St. Louis for Dallas, and it lets us know the different charging stations we will have to stop at along the way to make the journey. And then it also tells us how much extra time that will add. So I think that's very helpful, and kind of helps with a little bit of range anxiety that some people might have. So I really love to see that. Check this out. It even has multiple different games and a sketch pad as well. I love this sketch pad. We talked about this before, but you can write down things and you can save the list. So you could write things like your grocery list. And then you could just save it and then refer back to it later. I just think that's kind of a fun little touch. Okay, so that's the infotainment system in a nutshell. It's user-friendly. It's everything that I'm loving. And then let's move into here. We have our wireless charger, USB, USB-C, and then some really beautiful cubby spaces here as well. So we have a little cubby space here. I'll show you what this is in a second. We have a little cubby space here. I can also tell you from personal experience, it can act as a third cup holder, which is exciting. 2 cup holders, a perfect place to put like a little pen or something, and then 2 more cup holders as well as a phone holder back there as well. Now, let me show you how cool this is. You can hit a button right here and it will fold down your gear selector, and then you can flip up this part of the center console and turn it into a workstation, maybe a changing table for a baby, a place to have a work lunch, and just like have some really nice surface area. I think that is such a good intuitive feature added by Ford. Okay, just a few more things before we head to the back seat. We have a sunglass holder right there. We have our beautiful panoramic sunroof, which I absolutely love seeing, especially in a truck like this. Let's take a look at the center console. Check this out. That is a big center console, a USB and a USB-C in there as well as a little tray with a little coin divider, you know, in case you ever need that. We also have heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, and massaging seats as well in the platinum trim level. So basically she's fully loaded. Basically I'd be set for life up here. And I think we should head to the second row and check out the car seat setup. Okay, so let's break down the car seat setups. This F-150 Lightning is the same F-150 across the board, and it has an amazing bench seat and an amazing car seat setup. I brought 2 car seats with me today, 2 Kleck Fooms, one's installed forward facing, one's installed rear facing. And as you can see, I have some really nice clearance between the 2 seats. Here I am in the second row of the Ford F-150 Lightning, living large. I mean, almost straight leg, and it's super comfortable. I'm next to a car seat. I'm not braced against it. I mean, it's truly 3 separate seats, making it a great candidate for some 3 across situations. Down here, as far as my amenities are concerned, I have heated seats on the outboard seats, some vents down here, USB chargers, and an outlet and 12 volt as well. We have leather back pockets on either side, and then we have some killer door panels. And I'm being fully transparent with you. Look at this. We love a door cup holder. Look at this, an extra compartment, and then 2 more areas down there as well. Only thing that would like really just knock her out of the park for me would be built-in sunshades. But I don't even think we get those on the Expedition, so I just don't think it's like a thing that Ford's doing. But I would love to see those. I would love to see those. Let me show you something really cool about the bench as well. So obviously I have car seats on that side, but on this seat, you can do the same on the other side. If you just pull this little tab right here, you can lift this up and have some additional storage, and then you could also collapse this if you wanted to have some more floor space. If you had valuables down there or something, you could also just lock this seat into place so no one could find, you know, what was in there. So I'm super freaking excited about that added little area. I think the seats on the Platinum, I guess we haven't talked about them yet, they're stunning. I mean, are you kidding me? Look at this. The contrast stitching, the black, the white, the Platinum badging. It feels like, I know it's a Ford, but like it feels like a luxury vehicle. Like, and for $96,000, it's like this or an Escalade. And would you believe me if I told you I haven't even told you the best parts of this car yet? Oh, sorry. As you can see, the seats lay completely back for some nap mode, and I can even turn on my massaging seats while I'm laying back like this. So don't drive like this, because that is incredibly unsafe. I don't want to see any of you doing that. But if you're parked, you got a little bit to spare, you want to take a little nap, turn on the massaging seats. You even have speakers in your headrest for a little Zen music, maybe listen to a little Cardinals baseball. Whatever you want to do, just kick back and relax. Just a few more cubby spaces to show you before we get to the front and the trunk. Okay, so we have our standard glove box right here, but a pretty decent size. And then we also have another compartment up here as well. So just like love any sort of extra storage, and then a 12-volt and an outlet here as well. Okay, something that I love about the F-150 Lightning is if you look at the key, you can control both the front and the trunk from the key to make them go both up and down. Yes, both the trunk or the bed and the front are power. So I'm just gonna hit this 2 times and my front is gonna come open. Sorry, I rushed her. Okay, and then here we have our front. So a lot to break down here. We have 4 outlets, 2 USBs here, which is amazing. This right here can hold up to 400 pounds, so you can put things like a stroller or any sort of storage. And then check this out, a place to store juice boxes. This little divider can also separate different compartments in the front as well. You could have it like all sorts of different ways. Just like a super fun addition. And look at this little Easter egg. The 1913 Model T. Don't let you forget where Ford came from. And then the front's also power as well, so you can just hit this button and she'll close. Okay, now let's break down the bed, because there is actually a lot to talk about here. So first of all, there are so many different ways to connect to the Ford F-150 Lightning and use it for its power. This thing can actually generate a house on regular use for about 3 days, and if you were to reserve the power that you were using on your house, it can last up to 10 days. This thing can even charge other electric vehicles. I mean, she is really like a do-it-yourself kind of girl. Okay, starting with the bed right here, we do have a little bit of a built-in ruler right here, which I think is a fun little cool touch. And then we also have our super handy step for easy access to the bed. So like I said, this F-150 can power your house. You wanna know what else it can power? Just about anything that you would plug into your regular outlets in your house. Something like an air fryer, a hair dryer, a breast pump, anything that you would need to go about your day-to-day life or make it easier, the F-150 Lightning can power it. Okay guys, so that's going to wrap up my F-150 Lightning tour. Call me crazy, but I think this may be my new dream car. I mean, from the fuel economy to the performance to the functionality to the fun features, this thing is a mom car. Don't let anybody tell you differently.